Chao Racismo, or Goodbye Racism, is an organization in Colombia. It's committed to erasing stereotypes in society as a way to promote social inclusion. Ray Charupi is the organization's executive director and achieves that aim by advertising and marketing products. His work seeks to increase human dignity and encourage acceptance. Ray Charupi, welcome to America's Now. How many people of African descent live in Colombia?
Según el censo de 2007, a la pregunta de qué etnia.
According to the last census in Colombia, when people were asked for their race, 10% answered Black or African Colombian. But that number does not reflect the reality. Most of the Black people in Colombia will not admit their race. They are trying to hide from the stigma that comes with being Black. African Colombians represent 25 to 30% of the population, according to a United Nations study.
De 25 a 30% de población negra.
Do you think that they are politically well represented in the country?
Absolutamente no. Miremos las fotografías más evidentes.
Absolutely not. Let's see the numbers. In a country where 30% of the population is of African descent, not one of the 21 ministers is Black. If we take a look at the judiciary system, in 4 court branches with more than 50 judges, there are 0 Black people, not one. In the Army, Air Force, Police Force, there are no Black generals. We will have to wait at least 10 more years to see a Black general in any leadership position in Colombia.
Vamos a poder ver un general negro en Colombia.
And Ray, you had a successful career as a lawyer. What drove you to leave that and turn to activism?
Estábamos en el matrimonio de Chucky Town.
We were at the wedding party of a member of the best Afro-Colombian music band, and I was sitting with 2 very important Black women at my table. One was a very renowned television anchor, like, say, Oprah Winfrey. The other was a politician, like Condoleezza Rice. We were in the middle of a controversy over an article profiling powerful white Colombian women, and in the picture you could see 2 Black maids holding trays. Someone asked these ladies if there were any actions someone could take to condemn the photo. They said no. That person turned to me and told me it was my turn to act, and here I am.
Le toca a usted. Y aquí estamos.
And how is your organization different from others?
Varias cosas. Lo primero, nunca aceptamos sentarnos con negros.
For several reasons. We will never sit down to talk with Black people if there are not mestizo or white or Jewish people too, because racism is not a problem of colour, it is a human issue. We want to work with diversity to promote diversity. So in our team, we have a very diverse range of people representing all the ethnicities and races, and that has allowed us to talk effectively to a broader audience. We also understand that social campaigns weren't efficient because they underestimated the power of globalization. Chao Racismo does not. We have the same marketing strategies as a luxury car company like the Mercedes-Benz. We like fashion. We are sexy and chic. We are always trying to involve famous people to amplify our message. We use media and marketing strategies to reach out to them and to explain and capture more people's attention. We prefer Rio's Carnival to a conference at Harvard. At Harvard we can reach 1,000 people, but in Rio's Carnival we reach out to millions.
Rio de Janeiro, 2 millones de personas viendo nuestro mensaje.
The organization the Human Rights Watch reports that the Buenaventura is a territory abandoned by the government. The population there is mainly Black. Why do you think there is so much violence there?
Una canción de Willy García se llama Yo Tengo Fe.
There is a song from Willy Garcia called I Have Faith, and the lyrics said, without work and hunger, people go crazy. Buenaventura doesn't suffer racism per se, because the population there is mainly Black, and a Black who won't tell another Black, no job for you because you are Black. Buenaventura is a victim of another type of racism. It's a victim of racism of state, a term that we have been using instead of structural racism. Because you can't blame a structure, you can't sue a structure, but you can hold the President and Congress accountable for what they're doing. So we've denounced the Colombian state for committing racism of state by systematically abandoning communities and ethnic territories like Buenaventura. Buenaventura is the most important port of the Pacific region. And because the state has abandoned the Pacific, other entrepreneurs like the drug cartels are now doing business there. That is the reason we are in this dire position right now. But we are working on bringing projects to the youth of Buenaventura to make some changes. We invite your cameras to see how we are doing.
Para mostrarte los productos de emprendimiento que logramos con nuestra intervención.
You are using a new concept. Social inclusion is the best weapon against racism. Can you explain?
Es nuestra esencia. Nosotros consideramos que racismo es un problema económico.
We consider racism an economic problem. We don't accept any other explanation. Latinos suffer discrimination in the US and Europe because they appear to be cheap labor. And whites and African Americans think they are stealing jobs and destroying the economy because they will take less for work. In the Germany of the 1940s, Jews were almost exterminated because they were driving Germany's markets. Again, the economic issue is present. When people see a black guy, they see danger, hunger, uneducated ignorance, poverty. So we thought we needed to work on a different strategy, work on what was urgent, giving a sense of pride to our people. We hit hard against those that discriminate, but I think the most powerful weapon is inclusion. So we work with inclusion as a powerful tool for development, not only for black people, but for everybody. When we have inclusion, we get more development and a better understanding of the issues that are affecting us. We can come up with better services. That is our best strategy. Inclusion, inclusion, inclusion. We don't want to teach our kids to be racist. We want to teach them how to be inclusive.
Lo mejor es enseñar a seres humanos a que sean incluyentes.
Ray Charupi, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Coming up.
Treating patients with humor.
Our work is based on being genuine, and it has changed us. We are real. We put on the clown noses, but we don't act. We are essentially people, human beings.
America's Now.